Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that carbon-60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 in olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
Order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, T-A-M-M-Y, for a special discount.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio. Did you have a good long weekend? I hope you did. I'm just going to be honest. The weather's terrible here. It has been terrible all weekend. It has been cloudy. It has been rainy. We've gotten hail. The roads are muddy where I live. And that is not the best kickoff to the summer that I am promised on Memorial Day weekend. So I'm a little bitter. The good news is I got some work done outside a little bit, but mostly inside. I got some work done. I got my Substack back up and running. So if you haven't subscribed to my Substack, head on over there. I'll have Jason put that in the chat, actually. If you're watching live, put the Substack in the chat. Otherwise, text me, 720-303-8868. Because I've been meaning, since I took time to write my children's book, I've been kind of absent from Substack. And it's such a great way to communicate because I can really get my thoughts out there and you don't have to tune in live. And I can elaborate on some of the topics that we talk about on the show that I just don't really have time. I know I have 2 hours here, but still, it's just not enough time to really drill them down. So that's what the Substack's for. So let me tell you, I need it. I need that outlet to be able to write. I know you wouldn't think this. You're probably thinking this lady is crazy. She talks for 2 hours about health, and then she writes about health too. Yeah, there's that much injustice in health. So yes. There's no lack of topics when it comes to your health and our healthcare system and real solutions for health and also keeping people inspired, right? To keep moving forward. There's no shortage, people. No shortage to talk about. So anyway, I did get that up. So I ended up working on my Substack, but I mean, I barely got anything done outside over this weekend. I was planning on doing planting. I was planning on what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right? Anyway, top story I want to talk about today had me extremely fired up. Sad, actually. Just to my core, sad. Because, I don't know how many times a day I just shake my head now and be like, gosh, I wish more people had heard me. I wish more people had been connected to what the message was. And all the people that we had on Naturally Inspired podcast through COVID. Because if they had been connected, I think a lot of heartache, a lot of hardship, dare I say it, even death could have been avoided. What is she talking about? What am I talking about? There's a new interview with a lady named Sarah Brenner that's come out. And I think it's the Brownstone Institute that did the interview. And, this lady, I'm sure she's well-intentioned, but a little late. Just a little too late. So I want to share this clip with you. And again, this is Sarah Brenner, Dr. Sarah Brenner. She's a top official at the FDA and has been. I'll just let you see it and then we'll discuss. Here it is.
And you have to be open-minded and you have to, really, at least as a regulator, hold those developing entities and companies to account with regards to demonstrating a full risk-benefit profile. And then, we'll go a bridge further, you must be honest with folks, right? And so Transparency is a big theme in the new HHS, right? And I think that's very important ethically. I think it's very important in terms of, a founding principle for our country and medical ethics as well. We must be honest, open, and transparent in terms of giving informed consent to patients about what the known and unknown and probable and less probable benefits and risks are of any medical intervention.
Well, as somebody who is in a position to know, did you choose to take any of the vaccines? Are you free to disclose that?
I did not.
And what was the reason that you chose not to get vaccinated?
It was unknown at the time what the biodistribution patterns of those products were, and in my case in particular, what the excretion would be in breast milk. That was my primary concern. And that exposure I was very concerned about.
And have events since then confirmed you in your choice?
I believe.
So what you're telling me here, Sarah, is that you yourself were concerned. In fact, you were breastfeeding your baby, and so you just weren't quite sure what the biodistribution of the shots were. So you held off. You held off. Good for you. The problem is, Sarah, you didn't tell other people that at the time. Sarah looks a little uncomfortable here, and rightfully so, as she mentions, as the new administration is all about transparency. It's very, very important to be honest. And I get the pressure, Sarah. I mean, trust me, I get the pressure, okay? Because I sacrificed a lot to continue to warn people. I pivoted from internet stuff to AM, FM radio because, Sarah, I got censored everywhere else. But after looking at the data, I'm not even a nanotechnology expert. Sarah is. Sarah is a nanotechnology expert. Sarah is an expert. And she had reservations for herself. So now, immediately when I saw this, I just had to go back to my records, which are lengthy, let me tell you. I have a lot of records from the last 5 years. I had to because I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was going crazy that I saw the source data right in front of my eyes, and yet the reaction in public health did not correlate with what we were seeing in life. So I had to document everything because I thought, my gosh, what is happening here? So I want to share with you this graphic that came straight from my phone from years ago. This is a VAERS report. Let's pull it up. Okay, so this is a VAERS report taken right out of the VAERS reporting system, Vaccine Adverse Reporting System. Here's what it says here on the bottom. The write-up says, patient received second dose of Pfizer vaccine on March 17th, 2020, while at work. March 18th, 2020, her 5-month-old breastfed infant developed a rash. Within 24 hours, was inconsolable, refused to eat, and developed a fever. Patient brought baby to local ER where assessments were performed. Blood analysis revealed elevated liver enzymes. Infant was hospitalized, but continued to decline and passed away. Diagnosis of TTP. No known allergies. No new exposures aside from the mother's vaccination the previous day. So why did I save this one? Well, because this is what happened to my kid after a flu shot. Same thing, thrombocytopenia. Although they tried to label it idiopathic, which means we don't know why it happened. Problem is, we do know why it happened. We just don't like to acknowledge why it happened because it happened from a flu shot it was listed, thrombocytopenia was listed as a side effect on the vaccine insert. VAERS already knew this. The product maker of a flu shot already knew that thrombocytopenia can be a side effect from vaccines. Okay? The COVID shots, totally different, right? Technology. Pitched to you as a vaccine, though, totally different. This should be a concern. But yet, nobody said anything. Sarah didn't say anything. Nobody said anything. And this little baby died. It's very fascinating. Stay tuned, everybody. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. We'll be right back.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great-tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Did you know that 60% of American adults live with at least one chronic disease? At Inside Health, they take the mystery out of wellness with extensive testing and customized lifestyle plans, all from the comfort of your home.
I've struggled with low energy and digestive issues for years, and no doctor could give me real answers. Working with Inside Health was a game changer.
As a mom, I'm always putting my family's health first, but I was neglecting my own. Inside Health changed that. I started feeling better almost immediately.
Inside Health services help you and your family achieve whole body health with non-invasive personalized care. They listen to your concerns and health goals. They will pinpoint areas where your body needs support. They will create a simple, actionable plan just for you. Call them today, 970-685-8060, or visit insidehealth.com.
Did you know that carbon-60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 in olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints, and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
Order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, TAMMY, for a
Thank you so much for tuning in to Naturally Inspired Radio. This is where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system. We connect you to real solutions for health, and we inspire to take back control of your life. We want you to feel empowered, informed, free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. If you're watching on Rumble, or if you've never watched on Rumble, you should from time to time. I have an ask of you. If you would head over to Rumble and type in Naturally Inspired 247, subscribe to that channel, maybe drop us a comment, like it, share it with a friend. That helps us connect more people to real solutions for health. Our whole mission is to change the medical model. I'm talking to people every single day, you guys. And it could not be clearer to me. And I could not be more motivated than to change the medical model than I am in this very moment. I cannot even express to you the heartache, the hardship, the unnecessary harm that people have to go through simply because corporations and our medical model has been completely captured and it's a monopoly. People are confused. They don't know how to plug in. They don't know where to plug in. They don't know who to trust. And then on the other side of that, we have a ton of influencers in the health sphere that, are offering great work, but they're untouchable. You're not going to go and work with Gary Brecka unless you got mucho dinero. You know what I mean? And they're offering great information, tidbits. They're offering tidbits, but there's not a lot of follow through, right? There's not community to plug into every week. There's not a way to connect so that you can begin your own learning journey. And so, although I appreciate that, it's not necessarily the answer, right? The Mark Hymans, the Gary Breckas, all these people with these massive followings, they're not necessarily the answer for you or for me because they're building business, which is great. I'm all for building business. I build a business too. But there has to be a system to empower people so that they aren't reliant on just the next greatest and, influencer. That's not a system, right? We have to reform the actual healthcare model. And the only way I can see on how to do that is education, is connecting people to the information so that they are empowered themselves when they walk into a doctor's office. They go, hold up, you're offering me a pill. Okay, cool. What's the end in mind with this? What is are you wanting me to take this pill for the rest of my life? What about root cause? How does this happen? Is there any other way I can fix this? What do you know about diet? You are consuming healthcare. You are. They're at your mercy, so to speak, because you're the patient. You're consuming it. You're paying for it. Without you, they don't have a business. And so we got to act that way when we walk in there. We got to be empowered because, hold on, I heard something about this, What about this study? Can I see the insert on that? You have every right to ask those questions. The only way this model has gotten so captured and corrupt is because we have been beat down to believe you don't know your health. You don't know about this. You're not an expert. Don't confuse, this is my favorite one. Don't confuse your Google degree with my medical degree. I take Google because you got indoctrinated into a pharmaceutical, surgical model. That's what you got indoctrinated into. Google's at least gonna, if you type in the right questions, and if you have a thread like, I heard something about, vitamin B complex and it's supporting my nervous system. But if I Google that in, what can I learn about that? Google doesn't have a bias in that regard. Your doctor does. Oh, don't mess with that. Don't mess with that. Just take these pills. You don't need to worry about your diet. You don't need to worry about that stuff. It's not going to help. It's genetic. What about epigenetics, doc? What about epigenetics? What can you tell me about epigenetics? These are the types of questions that I want people to be empowered with so that when you go in there, your doctor needs to, tune up their chops. They can't have graduated medical school 25 years ago and still think that they know it all, because I can barely keep up with the research. The research is, we learned this now. Oh, we learned that now. Okay, cool. You have to be adapting. And with 10 minutes a day or 10-minute appointments a day throughout the whole day, I would suspect there isn't a lot of motivation or time to keep up on the latest research. That's your job. That's my job. That's what we have to do. And we have to demand that from people. Because when we don't, we get situations like this, right? We get Dr. Sarah Brenner, who was in the FDA at the time, declined the vaccine for herself, but allowed other people to take it. We have VAERS reports, saying that baby died after this. There was many reports on thrombocytopenia, by the way. Blood clotting was a real issue, is a real issue with the COVID injections, not to mention all the other stuff. So there was certainly safety flags. And yet the media carried the water for the pharmaceutical industry that had paid to play through our politicians. Politicians said, no, we need to censor these people, right? And I get it. Totally scary to step outside and try to say something different. But know who these people are. Know who these people are, because they chose themselves over what they claim the greater good is, right? It's always about the greater good when it comes to public health. It's always about the greater, it's for the greater good. What about the greater good when you personally decide that you don't want to take a vaccine because you're scared that that it might harm your baby, but you don't say anything? That's who you're dealing with. It's a mafia. And I don't know. I've never been in Sarah's shoes. I've never been a FDA official and been in Sarah's shoes to have to make that decision. But I do know that I sacrificed my own business online because I had to say something. Had to. And I know many other doctors did. They came on my podcast and we talked about it. They came on my radio show and they talked about it. They came to my hometown up the road, one town over, and they presented on my stage to try to reach people because we weren't allowed to be online. So be careful, before you go back to trusting experts, understand how this system works and who's in it. Sarah's transparent now because it's a new administration, as she said. The new administration is interested in transparency. As the previous administration then, I guess, wasn't at all. And people were harmed. Babies died. Babies died because of that. Here's some good news. I'll share it after the break coming up because I think they're, slowly but surely putting in regulations and changing things for the better. But again, I would urge you not to rely on systems. You don't have to know all the things because there's so much to know, right? But it's an ongoing thing to understand how to curate health, that a little bit at a time, little changes at a time, and that you're working at things ongoing. That's how you're going to be able to curate optimum health in your life. It isn't by giving sole agency over to other people, but it certainly helps. It certainly helps, you guys, when mandates are not a thing and when the government tries to, or at least attempts to protect your freedom, which is, I think, what we're seeing. And I'll have that story for you when we come back. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. I'm so glad you're here.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great-tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I want to share with you a little bit about one of the most powerful tools we offer. It's a free 30-minute lifestyle and health assessment with me. Most people only use a fraction of their body's healing potential because they don't have the right roadmap. One conversation can shift all that. I truly believe that because now I've seen it over and over again. A first conversation with me, and it's like, boom, it just kicks off the journey and everything starts changing. So what is it? It's a one-on-one personalized session with me. It's judgment-free. There is no question that is going to shock me. There is no question that is going to make me feel, like you're not a good person, or like, I don't know what goes through people's mind, but it's a lot of shame around health. And so if there's one thing I want to relay to you, it's that you don't do that. Don't not get help because of shame. Whether that's, you're dealing with weight, whether it's addiction, whether it's, just you let things get out of control when it came to your health, it's okay. The shame does nothing for you. And I'm interested in connecting you to real solutions so that you can get results. So this is a judgment-free conversation, and we just cover things about your health. So we look at your environment. What kind of toxicity could you be exposed to in your environment? 2, what are you doing nutritionally? What's your strategy, right? 3, what are you dealing with emotions? Are you dealing with stress levels? Have you had a change in life, that could be impacting you? And what can we do to support that change? And then, of course, you need a compelling future. You need inspiration. And so we kind of go through all of those different things. And what happens is you'll come up with some of the things that are gaps in your lifestyle or stress points, and you'll get clarity on 3 things to tackle. 3 things. You got to start somewhere, right? Just 3 things. And some people, they don't even have 3 things. They got like 1 thing. Some of you all are doing really well. So anyways, the point is you're going to leave with simple action steps, whether you want more energy or if it's sleep or weight loss or emotional balance, whatever it is, you'll leave with a strategy. So it's going to help you see the big picture with fresh perspectives, and it'll empower you to get real natural solutions, not just Band-Aids. And it opens the door to long-term transformation and real support, real weekly support. So if you're ready to get clear on your health, you can go to naturallyinspiredstore.com and schedule your free 30-minute assessment with me, or you can text me, 720-303-8868. Just say, I'm ready. And I'll send you my Calendly link to get booked. It is, I'm loving doing this work. Getting to connect with you on a real level and then providing support ongoing. That is what's missing. That is what's missing for most people. You can't go to your doctor every week, and the most you're going to get is 9 or 10 minutes with them. And I'm not saying that I give medical advice. I'm not operating a medical group. It's a community where we connect people to real information and real solutions. That's what it is. So that sounds like something for you or somebody that would benefit from that. Text 720-303-8868. All right, let's go to this clip because finally, there's been murmurings about this and there's going to be's and all that, but the official announcement is here. And here it is. This is Marty Makary, Kennedy, talking about Bobby Kennedy Jr., of course, talking about the removal of these shots. Take a listen.
Hi, everybody. I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., your HHS Secretary, and I'm here today with NIH Director Dr. Jay Bhattacharya and FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty Makary. I couldn't be more pleased to announce that as of today, the COVID vaccine for healthy children and healthy pregnant women has been removed from the CDC recommended immunization schedule. Last year, the Biden administration urged healthy children to get yet another COVID shot despite the lack of any clinical data to support the repeat booster strategy in children.
That ends today. It's common sense and it's good science.
There's no evidence healthy kids need it today, and most countries have stopped recommending it for children.
We're now one step closer to realizing President Trump's promise to make America.
So, excuse me. One thing I want to point out here, okay, is some somatics. So if you noticed, how many times did they say the word healthy? How many times did they say the word healthy there? And I think that's something we have to be aware of because they're saying they're taking it off the recommendation list because for healthy kids, right? It's not necessary for healthy kids. Many other countries have not been recommending it for healthy kids. How many healthies were in there? So ding, 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 ding. My little brain goes, language alert. A deal's been made. A deal's been made. So are we still giving this to sick children? Are we still giving this to, people who, well, are they healthy or not? I mean, that's subjective, isn't it? So I love these people, like the work that they're doing and all of that, but I want you to understand how much of a negotiation this is. See it for what it is, right? These are people who are working to get the dang shots off the market. They know that they're causing problems. They know. If you can go back to podcasts with Bobby Kennedy, he's point blank asked, would you give your child a measles vaccine? No, he wouldn't, he says. But fast forward to his role in administration, and not the same kind of language, right? So that's not an indication that Bobby Kennedy's a fake or a sellout or whatever you want to call him. That's not an indication of that. Here's what it's an indication of: your medical mafia. Your medical mafia. The power that these corporations have over our health. That's what that is an indication of. And when you hear these guys saying, pull them off for healthy kids, we're pulling them off for healthy kids. You're not just saying like we're pulling them off for kids. Okay. So great step. I'm grateful for it, but understand, like, this is truly a mafia. There has been pay to play. There are politicians that are doing the work, carrying water for pharmaceutical companies. There are pharmaceutical companies tied into pharmaceutical companies, tied into health insurance companies, tied into pharmacy benefit manager companies, tied into influencers. Like, the web is massive. The web is massive. And it doesn't stop there because it goes into technology. And so all of these players have power. And so the language must be crafted just so. Otherwise, the deal won't go. And we're not trained to pick up on that, right? We hear something on the news and it doesn't even stand out to most people. They're like, oh, okay, well, cool. They're pulling off the thing. That's great. Yeah, it is great. It's good. It's good. Because here's the thing. It's more about what you do than it is about what they regulate. It's more about how many of us can come together and align and understand the real information behind a lot of these things. And that's really where the power is. The power is not in regulating stuff, in mandating stuff. If you have the power of the people, the numbers of the people. I know this to be true. I know this to be true because at some point, they were trying to mandate vaccination, COVID vaccination on Head Start. Head Start's preschool. Right? This is a preschool program. They were trying to bring the hammer down on preschools and say, all your preschoolers must be vaccinated with the COVID shots or they can't come back. And guess what happened? 4% of parents vaccinated their kid. 96% said, not doing that. Not doing that. And guess what happened? That mandate just disappeared. With no stories in the news, no attention on it whatsoever, just gone. That's your power. That's your power. You got to understand it, and we got to come together for it because we cannot rely on regulation. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. So glad you're joining me today. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions. Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Oh, did you know that over 31 million Americans are suffering from eczema? And for many, it's not just a skin issue. It's a sign of internal inflammation that starts in the gut. So do you or someone you know struggle with eczema? Because if you do, you should join us tonight, 2 nights a night, for our Naturally Inspired weekly wellness workshop. And we're going to be talking about eczema and other skin issues because really, you know, they're kind of all in the same boat. I mean, you can differentiate a little bit with strategy, but really a lot of it's coming from the same issue, which is inflammation. So we're going to talk about foods that can help and that you can take an approach for healing from the inside out. We're going to learn about foods maybe you could avoid, you know, like inflammatory foods. We're going to talk about how to support your skin through gut health, through detox, through simple changes and swaps. It's available to all of our customers. So if you're a customer of Naturally Inspired, you get access to this. This is not a one and done type of organization. This is truly community. It's naturally inspired. It's to support people along their optimum health journey. That's what we're here for. Plugging people into real solutions for health. So if that sounds like something that you would like to do, text me, 720-303-8868, and I'll send you the invite. I can see some people in the chat here that are always on the call, and I'm looking forward to tonight's call. It's going to be a good one. We're going to have some fun. Learning about your health should be fun. It shouldn't be like all serious and like, you've got to live this lifestyle. This is your lifestyle to build in order to create optimum health. You're going to have to like it. If you don't like it, that's why it doesn't work. You know, when someone just tells you what to do, oh, do this quick protocol or whatever. It doesn't work because it's not coming from you. You have to be able to develop your own lifestyle plan that you love. So super excited for tonight's call. You want to get in on it, 720-303-8868. Don't forget all my new customers right now. I just got more Good Brew in. So, and Gabe's coming on today too, which is perfect. We'll be talking to Gabe from Good Brew. And I got more 15 servings of Good Brew. So anybody who spends $50 or more, I'm going to send you a free Good Brew, because why not? You need that probiotic, prebiotic, and it's helping so many people. I can't wait for Gabe to come on because he's got a really cool story. Anyway, let's get to our naturally inspired moment. This is important stuff. Do you have a recently bias? What do you mean by that, right? What do I mean by that? A recently bias. Are you stuck in what's happened recently? I would urge you, don't make the last thing that happened to you the biggest thing that happened to you. I think we all do this, right? So have a bad day and you're fixated on what happened, or maybe it was a bad week and you're kind of fixated on all the things that happened in that week. We start to measure ourselves by that, what's happened recently. And we tend to forget all the other fantastic stuff. Our brains are so interesting, let me tell you, as humans. We forget all the amazing stuff that's happened to us over the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or what have you. And we focus on what's happened recently. So here's the thing, when things start to downward spiral and one thing after another, you start to feel that way, you need to pick me up. But unfortunately, most of us, we don't have that set person anymore. Our moms aren't there picking us up off the playground anymore and dusting us off and giving us a little pep talk. They're not doing that. So you got to make your own. You got to build in a system that does that for you, because we all need it. We all need pep talks all the time. We need them. And it's not a sign of weakness that you do need them. It's a sign of human. You're a human. So here's what you do, okay? Things start going down 2 or 3 days. You start getting on that path of feeling like, I got to do something, like this is bad. Get a piece of paper. And with that piece of paper, I want you to make a list of everyone who's ever encouraged you or supported you, whether it's a coach, a teacher, a friend, a business partner, from the past or even currently, anybody who's partaken in your life in a positive way and has been like, hey, let me know if you need help with that. I don't even know that we hear that anymore, that we really take it to heart. And do we really hear it? Because what I find is that everybody wants to help, that helping feels really good. I love helping people. It feels really good to be able to help. And also to have somebody help you is a gift. You're giving them a gift by allowing them to help you. And we don't really look at it that way. We look at it like, I don't want to ask for help because that's weak, right? Or I don't want to do that because then they'll think I don't know what I'm doing, or they'll think I'm dumb, or whatever the, stuff that goes on inside our heads. And it's actually the opposite. When someone offers their help, you have to take them at their word, that they actually mean that they would like to help you. So take out your piece of paper, write down all the different people that you've had interactions with, whether it was, like I said, a coach, a teacher, someone at a network meeting, someone at a party, a friend, like it doesn't matter who it is. Make a list. Okay? Once you have that list, just take a look at all the people that want to help you. And then you got to do a hard thing. Contact 1 or 2 of them. Just say, hey, I haven't been in touch maybe for a while, or maybe you have been in touch, so that makes it easier. But I wanted to reach out to you because, I could use some help. Here are quickly 5 things you could say. You mentioned you'd be open to helping me. Would now be a good time? Or this one. I really appreciated your support before. Could I lean on you again for something important? Here's another one. I'm working on something meaningful right now, and your experience could make a big difference. Can I share more with you? Or this one. I've hit a spot where I could use some backup. Would you be willing to help me move this forward or do this? Number 5. Your past encouragement really lifted me up. Could I ask for your support again in this area? I love that one. Your past support really lifted me up. Could I ask for your support again in this area? Like I'm telling you, you have to reframe asking for help as a gift, because I assure you, it feels good to help. And so when you're giving somebody an opportunity to help you, you're giving them that gift, that feeling of feeling like, yeah, someone needs my help and I can help them. So don't feel like you should not ask for help. Here's some other things, 3 strategies as well. So now you have some language to use, right? Because I think it's really important that we get down to like, what do I say? Because that's what it comes down to, right? Is you want to do that? Okay, good idea. But what do I say? I'm giving you the language, right? Your past encouragement really lifted me up. Could I ask you for support again in this area? If I got a text like that, I'd be like, dang, what do they need? What can I do? Yeah, I'll totally help you, right? So just don't shy away from that. You don't need to suffer in silence. So many people suffering in silence. You don't need to. You don't need to. Okay, so here are some other strategies. This is one thing I want to say too, is do not expect people to respond. Okay? If they do, great. If they don't, do not take it to heart. Okay? I mean, you have no idea what's going on in their life. Their parent could have just died, or their dog died, or you know what I mean? Like, you don't send it out with an expectation that they're going to respond immediately and that's going to make you feel better. No. It's about taking the action to get yourself out of the rut of feeling like you're not going anywhere good. It's truly about the action. The action itself is what starts getting you off the hamster wheel. So don't box yourself in there. Text someone else. You've made this long list now. You don't sit there and wait. Accept that you may have a negativity bias. You got to be aware of it before you can change it. 2, don't allow the second thought by identifying the first. So that pattern of negativity, like, oh, I screwed up there, and then this happened, and then that happened. Stop at the first one by recognizing it. And number 3, you can always change the physical body to get better mental clarity. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that carbon-60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 and olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
Order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, T-A-M-M-Y, for a special discount.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back to Naturally Inspired Radio. This is where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want you to feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally for the love of God. For the love of God, who would have thought? We're trying to be augmented here, but against our will. Whoever thought that would happen? But I want you to be without fear. And I certainly don't want you confused, and I certainly don't want you dependent. So plugging in here every day is a great way to do that. And I've got a lot of people to thank, to shout out here in the chat. We have Power Path and Houghton and Philip, Ralph, Johnny Two-Tone, Health for Life, Amy Crowdy, 89, RBD 891, Nas 3, a friend of mine, and many more that I guess are on chats today because we're on multiple platforms, right? So whatever you're watching on, there's a whole bunch of different platforms that this is running on live right now. And of course, we have the radio audience as well. I don't want to forget them. I get so, I see the chats going on and I get so excited about that, but I forget, you can chat, you can text in. So if you're listening on the radio, just text in 720-303-8868, and you can partake in the chats as well. I'll read them on the air, actually, 720-303-8868. So also, Rhonda, Susie, Dale, John, Brad, Roger, Jessica, and more have registered to win our weekly giveaway at naturallyinspiredstore.com. So did you know that? Did you know we give away a bunch of stuff? We give away a ton of stuff. Actually, Jason's like, he's crazy when it comes to giving stuff away. He's like, we'll give this away. I'm like, okay, how are we going to ship that? It's like, but we give away. So like right now, when you spend $50 at our store, then you get 15 servings of Good Brew for free. And Gabe Doe is going to be joining us here at the bottom of the hour to talk about Good Brew. He's got a great story for you, one that I think you're going to want to hear, especially if you've had issues with heartburn or had to take those over-the-counter things, to control your stomach issues or indigestion, things of that nature. You're going to want to stay tuned in to hear about what Gabe has to share with us. So lots of exciting stuff. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get back to some news here. The seriousness of AI. I know, we all know the robots are coming, and, Terminator and all that stuff. I mean, joking, but not kind of. I mean, kind of joking, but not. We know about all that stuff, but I think what we don't dive into very often is this piece of our own humanity, like this intricate piece of what makes us human, or pieces, I should say, of what makes us human. Because as I've said before, like language is really important because language is how we identify things and how we put credibility to things. Legalese, like we just heard, with the healthy thing. So it's really important to be mindful of language and to really hear and listen to what people are saying. Because our brains tend to try to figure everything out. Like, okay, yeah, got it. And we're on to the next thing, especially in today's world because of all the fast paced of information that we take in. So it's really important that we slow things down and we start to understand how this is going to impact. Because like I said before, they're going to get you on the stage. The stage, the performance is what they're going to try to pull everybody into when it comes to AI. And the stage performance looks beautiful. They're going to help people walk again. They're going to cure all the diseases. They're going to make things faster for you. They're going to make things more convenient for you. They're going to make it's going to change the world for the better, and nobody's going to get hurt at all. That's the stage show, right? Now, behind the curtain, that's the stuff we need to start talking about. And I'm not saying that I am against technology or against AI. I say it all the time. Like, I see it as a tool, and it could be a very helpful tool. But also, I want to make sure that we discuss some of the things that could go wrong. And so I thought this podcast, I wanted to share this with you. This is Simon Sinek. He's like I would put him in the class of like a self-help type person, right? Like personal development, business strategist type of guy. And I was impressed that he was actually talking about this. And this is the point that I've been trying to make. So it just kind of reiterates that. So anyway, let's take a look at this clip. This is Simon Sinek.
But at the end of the day, the work is good. The symphony is good. The art is good. The article is good. The book is decent. Like, it's getting better and better and better. But here's the problem that we keep not talking about. People keep telling us that life is not about the destination. Life is about the journey. That's what we keep being told, right? But when we think about AI, we only think about the destination. We only think about the output. We never think about the input, right? I can tell you that, and you and I can both say the same thing, which is I am smarter, better at problem solving, more resourceful, better at pattern recognition, not because a book exists with my ideas in it, but because I wrote it. The excruciating pain of organizing ideas, putting them in a linear fashion, trying to put them in a way that other people can understand what I'm trying to get out of my brain, that excruciating journey is what.
Okay. So let me just tell you this. Like, writing a book is an excruciating process. And it's not because you don't have the ideas. And it's not because you don't know the language, and it's not because of that. It's really the organization. It's really the organization. And I thought when I set out to write a children's book, I thought, oh, this will be so easy. Like, I'm just going to write a story. I've got this story in my head. It'll be so easy. And let me tell you, what first came out sucked. It sucked so bad. And it wasn't anywhere near what I was trying to communicate was in my head. And so he's absolutely right. But here's the thing. I didn't give up. And I refined it, and I refined it, and I refined it, and I had to stick with it. And it took months because I'm doing a 2-hour radio show a day. You know, I'm doing events. I'm doing all these things. So it took a long time, but I stuck with it. And now I have something, right? That's at print. And so that changed me. That process changed me because I had to send it out for critique. And believe me, I got critiqued. And so that was growing, understanding to accept that my book sucked and that I had to fix it. That was a growing experience. And I wouldn't change that process now because now I have a totally different skill set. I know what I want to convey, and sending my work out to somebody else, yeah, that's good. But also they don't know what I'm trying to convey if I haven't done a job communicating that. So there was huge growth in this process. So I understand what he's talking about. Here's what I always say when I'm talking to you guys. I say, you know, it's not about getting to, if you're running a marathon, it's not about the finish line, because the finish line lasts about 2 seconds. I've run marathons. It's about 2 seconds and you can't wait to get done. It's not like, afterwards you look back on it and you go, wow, that's really cool. I did that, you know, but the moment you cross the finish line is literally seconds, right? Half a second. So it's not about the finish line. It was who I became training for that marathon. It was who I became writing that book, putting it out, getting it to print. It's who you become through the process of the challenge that you've taken on. And what AI does, as he's talking about there, is it focuses on the outcome, right? It focuses on the final destination. And it does all that. It can write you a book today. It can do all these things for you, right? But you are the one that gets cheated because you don't change. You don't grow. And then you have less tools as you move forward in life to be more successful, to be more productive, to be happier. And that's what the possibility is with AI. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great-tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Did you know that 60% of American adults live with at least one chronic disease? At Inside Health, they take the mystery out of wellness with extensive testing and customized lifestyle plans, all from the comfort of your home.
I've struggled with low energy and digestive issues for years, and no doctor could give me real answers. Working with Inside Health was a game changer.
As a mom, I'm always putting my family's health first, but I was neglecting my own. Inside Health changed that. I started feeling better almost immediately.
Inside Health services help you and your family achieve whole body health with non-invasive personalized care. They listen to your concerns and health goals. They will pinpoint areas where your body needs support. They will create a simple, actionable plan just for you. Call them today, 970-685-8060, or visit InsideHealth.com.
Did you know that carbon 60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 in olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints, and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
Order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, TAMMY, for a
I'm looking forward to talking to Gabe. We have a whole agenda we're going to cover. He's got a lot of information going on. There's a lot going on with Good Brew that you're going to want to know about. Some wonderful things. Don't forget, tonight is the weekly wellness workshop. We're going to be talking about skin issues, specifically eczema. We're going to talk about that because I don't know what it is. Like, I've had a lot of people reach out to me about eczema. I guess a lot of people are dealing with that. And so I have some strategies for you. We're going to be talking about that. And of course, as always, there'll be a Q&A. So if you'd like to throw out a question, if you, whatever's going on, send me a text, 720-303-8868. I'll get you connected, become a customer of Naturally Inspired, and then you get access to these weekly wellness workshops. It's working out great. We get to offer support. You get a better, cleaner product. You're buying that stuff anyway. This is how we're going to change the medical model. We're going to plug people into a better system, right? Better information. So stay tuned. In a few minutes, we're going to have Gabe coming up. But first, I want to talk about weight loss. Here's why I want to talk about weight loss. Well, first of all, there's a lot of people struggling with weight. Okay. Obviously, that's a big thing in America. We have the highest obesity rate out of anybody. But here's why I want to talk about it, because a lot of people, the thing I don't like about talking about weight, first of all, it's like everybody's thinking about it. Everybody's beating themselves up about it. Everybody's got a bikini bod on Instagram and, TikTok and everywhere. Everybody's got a bikini bod, don't they? I mean, you're the only one that doesn't. It's weird because, I see these girls on TikTok with their beautiful full lips and their high cheekbones and their gorgeous skin and their long, luscious locks and their skinny bodies with their beautiful, whatever, skin and you know what, right? But when I go outside, when I'm outside in the store, I just don't see many of those gals, I see more gals that, look normal, look like us, right? Like, what? What's happening here? Where are all these TikTok girls? Where are all these Instagram girls? Where are they in person? They must not be in Colorado. That's got to be what it is. They're just not in Colorado. They're probably everywhere else. They've all accumulated around the... Don't be so hard on yourself. Okay? Don't be so hard on yourself, because chances are, I'm not saying all, but chances are a lot of stuff that you're comparing yourself to ain't even real. Okay? So don't be so hard on yourself. Number one, that's what tends to happen when it comes to weight is we get stuck. We get stuck and we blame ourselves. We take on these crazy protocols. We do these fast, lose 30 pounds in 30 days, all that stuff, right? And then what happens, if we do get any results from it, it's like a roller coaster, right? Because again, that's not a lifestyle that you love. And I promise you, you can build a lifestyle that you love and be healthy. But it might not be one of those, 30 pounds in 30-day deals. Okay, so here's a little, I'm going to do a weight loss series this week because I think a lot of people are struggling to understand why they can't lose weight. And I want to bring you some relief in this category. So it's not that I want to focus on weight or put more focus on weight, because everybody knows that we don't need more focus on that, and making people feel bad. I want to give you solutions and help you understand your body like a science project. And so let's kick it off today, and we'll pick it up again tomorrow and the next day. Let's kick it off today with this clip, okay? Understanding insulin. Here it is.
Related to fat burning is this hormone called insulin. It's made by the pancreas. It does a lot of things, but one of the main things it does is it helps you store fat. Let's take a look at this book right here called Medical Physiology. In the absence of insulin, all of the effects of insulin causing storage of fat are reversed. So if we want to increase fat burning, we must lower insulin. You cannot burn fat if insulin is too high. You can be doing all these other things to increase all the fat burning hormones, but if this fat making hormone called insulin is elevated, it nullifies all of the other hormones that help you lose weight.
Every time you eat, you raise insulin. Insulin is the common denominator between whether you're going to lose weight or not lose weight, whether you're going to burn fat or not burn fat. So if there's insulin too high, forget about losing weight. So if we can eat less meals, okay, we're not talking about less calories, less meals, less infrequent, this is going to really help you reduce insulin and help you lose weight. So I'm going to recommend 2 meals. Okay, you can spread them out equally. Maybe a late morning and then for dinner. Okay, so no snacks.
Okay, so that's, of course, Dr. Berg. And I love his strategy when it comes to weight loss. I love his little whiteboard talks, too. They're so informative. And I think he breaks it down in a great way. So here's the thing. Many people have associated calorie deficit solely with losing weight. And the problem with that is that a lot of the foods that suggest eat this is light. This will keep you in a calorie deficit, a few rice cakes, a few puff balls, a few, you know what I'm talking about, crackers, snacky snacks, snacks that, quite honestly, spike your insulin levels and don't leave you feeling satiated. So this is the problem. We've got godly amounts of sugar in our diet because of drinks that you get from coffee shops and energy drinks and all these things that have become part of kind of our culture of eating in America. They're all terrible for, insulin, for increasing your insulin. And when you have all this insulin in your body, good luck trying to lose weight. It's not going to happen. So you can, white knuckle yourself and try to get your calories down to almost nothing, which is just inevitably leads to binging and deprivation cycles, right? Because you are designed to eat. It's part of your survival. So you can only deprive yourself with sheer willpower for so long before the body goes, yeah, we aren't doing this anymore. And this is what creates these deprivation binge cycles, right? So I'm deprived for 500 calories. I'm going to do 500 calories. I mean, I know people that do this, have done this in the past, right? I'm going to do 500 calories a day and I'm going to do that for 3 days. And I'm going to, it's not sustainable. The best weight you lose is the weight you lose over time. And I know that's not what everybody wants to hear. They want a quick fix solution, but the truth of the matter is there isn't one. Here's the strategy, right? Heavy protein, because protein leaves you feeling satiated for the long term. Fat, real fat, right? Avocado, walnuts, animal fats, whole fat dairy, if you can do dairy. These things will leave you feeling satiated, and you don't have to eat as much of them. Because I always say this because it grosses people out, but it's such a good visual of understanding it. It's easy to overeat an entire bag of corn chips, right? Salty Frito corn chips. Easy to overeat those, right? So tasty. Your brain's just going flavor, 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 right? Much harder to overeat a whole stick of butter. Could you eat a whole stick of butter? I mean, I'm sure there's some people I know that could, because some people I know really like butter. And by some people, I mean Jason, of course. But anyway, you get my point, right? Not too many people gnawing on a stick of butter, because it's like enough, right? A little bit is fantastic. It makes your veggies taste so great. But a whole stick of butter, that's because your body goes, satiety met. Satiety met. I don't need any more of that. It's too rich. And so what is lacking with all of this fake food that we have on the market is that satiety response is not being kicked on because it's not even food. It's a food-like substance for most people. If it comes in a can, a box, a jar, a bag, then chances are all the nutrients have been sucked out of that thing, because its purpose is longevity. It's shelf life. That's the top priority for super processed foods. It's time. And so that's the priority. Your nutrient density becomes way low on the list. And so we think we're eating all these good diet foods, and it turns out we're doing exactly the opposite. We're actually spiking our insulin, which is creating too much insulin in our body, which is creating fat storage. Tomorrow, we're going to cover more. I promise you by the end of the week, you're going to understand why you can't lose weight. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. Gabe Doe from Good Brew's coming up next. Not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great-tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Awesome. It looks like Gabe will be joining us. But first, every partner we feature offers a solution we personally believe in and use. So if you're tired of gimmicks, you want real tools from real people doing good work, you can find them at naturallyinspiredradio.com. One of our most favoritist partners, Gabe Doe from Good Brew, is joining us now. So excited to talk to Gabe. He's got some wonderful stories for us. And there's like events going on. He's going on podcasts, and so well-deserved. I'm so excited for Good Brew. And many of you already know Gabe. And so I'm sure you're excited for him too. Gabe, welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio. How's it going today?
It's going great, Tammy. Thanks for the great introduction. And we're looking forward to seeing y'all in June and doing the summit. Things have been great since the summit last year. That was a big event for us. And now that you've grown the event to 2 days and more and more people know about it, we love to have that annual event, looking forward to that hopefully for many years to come. So it's going to be a great month in June.
Tell me about your other events that you have going on too. For
Yep.
what's the business like in Good Brew right these days?
Right. So we're just getting another production run going here any day now. And I'm in North Carolina. My business partner, Steve's in Colorado near you all. And I'm going to be heading out there next week and for all of June and at least part of July, maybe all of July. And so we're going to do Taste of Fort. We've got several things we're going to be trying to do business wise, but event wise, we're definitely doing the Taste of Fort Collins, which is like June 7th, 8th, and then Naturally Inspired. What is that? The 27th? Is that right? The
28th and 29th.
28th, 29th,
Yep.
and then up at Estes Park, there's an event on July 11th, the weekend of July 11th, which is an integrated medicine event. So we'll be doing that in July and a bunch of other stuff in the middle. So
That's
yeah.
so exciting. I want to
Yep.
talk to you today about the microbiome with autism, because this is a really hot topic right now. There's more and more information, the spectrum of autism. And I don't think a lot of people realize that, people who have biomedical autism often have terrible sensitivities to food and terrible gut issues. So what do you know about that?
Well, there's no question there's a correlation between the gut and autism and many of the other nervous diseases that seem to affect the nervous system. It's no, but if you see an autistic child, you know how picky of an eater they are and their sensitivity to things are wide open. So you probably have a couple of things going on there. One is just the fact that they eat a limited diet is going to mean that there's less nutrition in the body to function correctly. So you have a limited diet, you have limited nutrients, and then that also is then going to mean that the gut microbiome is not going to be as diverse as well. But on top of that, whatever the cause of autism is, if it's the vaccinations or whatever it might be, which looks very much like vaccinations are a big part of that problem, that too puts a big pressure on the gut microbiome itself. So the gut microbiome is playing all of these roles. In fact, the other day I used the analogy, and I think it's a really good one. And I've never heard anybody say this. I'm sure somebody has, but you really should think of the gut microbiome as another organ of your body. It's just one that we've inherited because it essentially does that much to support our overall health. It's essential to our health. The microbiome is, and so if you have a less diverse microbiome, it's going to cause all kinds of problems with signaling between the digestive system or the enteric nervous system. I think if you remember when we were younger, when you were in school, you really only heard about the peripheral nervous system and the central nervous system. Maybe sometimes you would hear about the optical nervous system as being separate, but mostly it was that. But now, it's the enteric nervous system is its own nervous system. So you have the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system, and the enteric nervous system. And the fact that the largest concentration of nerves in the body, other than in the central nervous system, is in the gut. And that connection between the gut and the brain is fundamental for many different reasons. There's a reason for why that is. And so, yes, if you have a limited diet or you've been assaulted by toxins and whatever else, or if you've been under a heavy antibiotic regimen, especially as a child, that lack of diversity in the gut means you're going to have less nutrients, appropriate nutrients. You're going to have a poor functioning gut. You're going to have less short chain fatty acids, which feed the cells the energy that they need for the gut to function correctly. And you're going to be getting think of it like a short circuit in your nervous system. So the gut's supposed to be sending signals back and forth from the brain to the gut. Normally, just you get hungry, it affects your thinking. People get hangry. But if you're getting sort of these kind of signalings going on without the actual cause for it, it's just like a haywire system. And so, it's going to be it's hugely connected. And they've seen that with probiotics and changing the microbiome with autistic children and other people with other diseases, that it really helps improve things like mood and anxiety. But they've seen this on the population in general. It's just that the autistic population is actually, it's such an extreme case that you can really study it and see it. But it's telling us all something about our gut health.
I just want to say too, dyslexia. Recently, I got a question on my text line about dyslexia. And I was able to pull some information, even a study, and then a few practitioners that specialize in regulating the gut as treatment for dyslexia. Again, that makes sense because it's that brain connection that you just described, right? The circuitry that could be like misfiring. So that makes a lot of sense. And I never, I knew that there was a correlation. Any kind of mood, any kind of, a diagnosis like ADHD, that's where I would start with a kid, is I would start with the gut.
Right. I mean, and diet. So if you think they're connected, like diet, gut, exercise, they're all connected, in this a holistic system, holistic medicine is why it's called holistic medicine. Yeah. So I would start with the gut and the diet because they're together, those two things work synergistically. You don't get the nutrients out of the food that you're eating if you don't have a healthy microbiome, and you don't have a healthy microbiome if you're not eating good food. And if you're not in exercise, and there's even a circadian rhythm with the gut microbiome. It's really that point. But
that's an interesting. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Because again, we're synergistic beings, right? It's not like you can just isolate one little thing and like fix your gut microbiome, and your skin clears up, but also your sleep may get better. Exactly. And all these other things will happen in like a cascading effect as well. Let's talk a little bit about correcting intestinal pH. I don't think we've talked about that before.
Right. So the pH of this, you can get very complicated, but let's just keep it kind of simple. The stomach is the most acidic part of the intestinal tract. And then the small intestine when it's healthy, is supposed to be sort of in a neutral, close to neutral, maybe just a little acidic. And then the lower intestine is supposed to be acidic, but it's like not as acidic as the stomach. And so if you think about like some of the most well-known probiotics like lactobacillus and bifidobacteria, they produce lactic acid, and that lactic acid creates the pH environment that those microbes and other good ones like Akkermansia muciniphila thrive in. But when we have dysbiosis, which many people are suffering from, or just in general, the fact that we have a less diverse microbiome, we shift towards a negative environment in the gut, and that tends to have a less acidic environment than what is healthy. And so Bacillus coagulans combined with the good organic fiber that we use is actually like nature's most, it's like if you were a caveman, we talk about paleo diet. Well, the paleo way of fixing the acidic environment of the lower intestine would be Bacillus coagulans and maybe some others. And like fiber from fruit, which is our inulin, the short chain fatty acids. And then that Bacillus coagulans, amongst many things that it does, it also produces the lactic acid that the lactobacillus, which is more of a colonizing bacteria that doesn't do very well getting into our systems from outside. We kind of get it at birth. But the Bacillus coagulans does come from outside, and it's transitory. So if you were a caveman, you're digging around in the dirt, rooting up your food, you would get Bacillus coagulans, and you would get the inulin, and then that would go down and make it to your lower. It makes it through the stomach. You can put it in coffee because it's spore forming. That's why it lives out in the environment. It's not sensitive to sunlight and all of the kinds of things that lactobacillus is, and it gets through the stomach and it gets into the lower intestine, and then it helps to do what the lactobacillus likes. So it's a very good neighbor to the lactobacillus, and it supports that lower pH in the lower intestine, and then supports the other microbes, and then they start to push out the negative microbes, or the bad bacteria.
Bugs. Yeah,
the bad bugs. Yeah.
So fascinating. Everybody, this is Gabe from Good Brew. You can go to goodbrew.com. That's good, GOODBRU.com. And right now they're running a special. We'll cover it when we come back.
Yep, free shipping.
Absolutely. Stay tuned, everybody. We're talking to Gabe Doe, goodbrew.com. Stay tuned.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I can't wait till June 28th and 29th. Gabe's going to be speaking at the Naturally Inspired Health Summit on Sunday. That's the 29th. That's a very special day. It's my birthday. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be a great day, though, and I can't wait to hear Gabe talk. If you're in the Northern Colorado area, or maybe if you're not, but you're looking for things to do around Colorado, sounds like the Taste of Fort Collins is always an awesome event. And the guys from Good Brew will be there on the 7th and 8th. And then up at Estes Park, it sounds like a cool event of integrated medicine, July 11th through the 13th. So just some cool stuff, real American business guys out there, building something from the ground up. Support them. This is a fantastic product. I tell you, I hear stories about it all the time. Gabe, come on back and tell us about the deal that you have going on right now, because there's a lot. You're offering a lot of value there.
Yeah. So for Memorial Day, we still have it running. We have free shipping, and the free shipping is just, you don't have to add a code or anything. So you can use your other discount codes. You can use the Naturally Inspired discount code. And then it also works with it works with all the products and the deals that are the specials that are on the homepage. So we have that spring special, which is 3 smalls for $44.99. So $1 per serving. And that's a really great way for people to either share the product, to use it for travel, or to first experience it, because that's enough time to really, see how it's working for you. Yeah. And then we also still have some of the Robert Malone books, but we've gone through a few of them there. I think we're down to 10 or something of those. But that, if you're looking for some summer reading, you can get 2 large Good Brews and a free Robert Malone Lies My Government Told Me, which is an excellent book. So free shipping, you can use it with those specials and use it with your discount, your Naturally Inspired discount code. So goodbru.com/naturally inspired.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, I want to get into these stories because you sent me a story a couple of days ago and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. These are so awesome. So tell me about Betsy, the cancer survivor first.
Yeah, so this is really a great one because I've known Betsy. I went to high school with Betsy, and I hadn't seen her in years. But Betsy had owned a couple of coffee shops, and now she works for one of the big coffee companies because her health condition. But she had cancer very early. She got cancer in like her 20s, and yeah. And so then it went in remission, and then came back, and this sort of thing. But anyhow, I ran into her, and I was telling her about Good Brew, and I gave her a sample. And and like 4 days later, she texted me back, and I was like, "Wow!" And she said, she'd been carrying around a proton pump inhibitor and Tums in her purse like all the time. And she said since she's been using Good Brew, she hasn't used either of those. And that's just awesome because I know her too. So it's like that's a friend. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she's not saying that. I mean, she
Yeah, it happened.
it happened. And she said, man, she's like, I really wanted to go through this whole, I gave her the 15 serving size to try. And she was going to, I guess, use the whole thing before she got back to me. And then she just texted me out of the blue, like, I got to tell you,
That's amazing.
So I got to see her tomorrow, actually, and take her another one because I don't want her to run out before I go to Colorado.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so many people, I would say if you're on a PPI, you need to research it. Okay. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. But there are side effects to these things. And a lot of times we're not told about the side effects. We're told, oh, it's just heartburn, take this proton pump inhibitor and you'll be fine.
No, two things with I didn't cut you off, but
no, go ahead, please.
I'll say it because one is there was a big class action lawsuit about proton pump inhibitors because they cause cancer. And this is proven. And there's a class action suit that was settled for that. And also, but because heartburn and acid reflux is so severe, people still take it. They will not take it because the pain of that, the suffering is so severe. If that's what helps them, they'll still do it, even with the side effects. The other thing is the acid reflux and the GERD itself, in and of itself, is a precursor to cancer as well. And a lot of that has to do with the dysbiosis. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is different. So, what helps one person is not necessarily going to be great for everybody.
Right.
We do hear a lot of people tell us that Good Brew has really helped them with acid reflux and GERD, and it makes complete sense. Why? Because that's a breakdown of the lining of the esophagus is basically what's happening. So anything that can help to change the microbiome so that you start to heal that environment is going to help with the issue. So
absolutely. And our diets are so poor nowadays, Gabe, that we even make baby proton pump inhibitors.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so they give them baby heartburn, baby. Yep, we have babies now that are suffering from this, and we can speculate and we can, say a lot of these things, a lot of these medical interventions that are given to babies first day of life are destroying the gut microbiome, and that's why we see so many babies with baby heartburn and stuff nowadays. It's wiping out their natural gut biome.
Yeah, and Helicobacter pylori. They always call it H. pylori because it's so hard to say. But that is that is a vicious bacteria that most people carry, but it's in balance if you have a healthy gut microbiome. But the more and more our microbiome has gotten out of balance, the more something like that can really take over. And when it does, if you ever read about that, it is crazy what that bacteria does. It burrows once the mucosal lining breaks down in the stomach, it burrows into the pores in the stomach, and it just eliminates everything else that's around it, including other strains of its own kind. It's a very
ruthless.
Yeah. So the only way to really, I mean, to really prevent that, or once if you have a healthy mucosal lining and you get things balanced, it can't really get into the lining of the stomach. But yeah, most of us are walking around with that, but we have it in check if our gut microbiome is in check, is healthy.
So tell us a little bit about Willow and John. It sounds like John has a great story.
Yeah. So Willow's one of your listeners, and she's out in Nevada. And anyhow, Willow called me a couple weeks ago, and she's all excited about Good Brew, telling me about Good Brew. She sent me a ton of great information too about different doctors and integrated medicine stuff that she's very knowledgeable about. But anyhow, she has this friend John, and John had been severely constipated, I guess you would say, if you might be a different term than even constipated, but for 2 years at least, his doctor had been trying to give him all kinds of stuff, to get him regular. And I mean, he was going like over a week. I mean, I think they even said like 2 weeks.
Oh
and
my gosh.
without a bowel movement. And this is going on for 2 years. She gives him a sample of good, like 15 serving sample of Good Brew. And like a week, he was going to his doctor being like, hey, I'm going to the bathroom like 3 times, 4 times a week now. And he called me on Friday. So Willow told me when she called me, she said, and I mean, I never met Willow in my life. She just called me and was all excited. And she said, this guy John's going to call you soon, and he's going to tell you that he needs to place an order. He's an older gentleman, so he doesn't use the web. So she gave him the number, and he called me Friday, and he was like, we talked for a while, talked about his life. He lived in Alaska and all these things. But anyhow, so he was like, he's all about the Good Brew, and it's one thing that's helped him out of all the things he's tried. And he's not the first story like that. We've had quite a few.
Oh yeah. No, there's been plenty.
Yeah.
And this issue of gut, not eliminating is a big one. And it doesn't seem to discriminate. There's young, babies who can't pass, have bowel movements, and there's old people that, are struggling with the same thing. And so that is definitely a signal from your body that your detox pathways are not working properly if you can't go to the bathroom. And I know we always talk about poop on here, and I know everybody just loves it, but
yeah, no.
it's literally it's like your heartbeat. It's a measurement that we need to keep in check. And I don't think, we look at it that way, but it is. It's like you got to monitor your heart, you got to monitor your blood pressure, you got to monitor your bowel movements.
Right. Well, if you look at autistic children, they have constipation. You look at Parkinson's disease patients, they have constipation. This is really a symptom of a larger issue. And one of the things with Good Brew is that we found early on that there was some providers of GLP-1 medicines that had discovered that they were giving everybody laxatives because that's GLP-1 constipates everybody. It's kind of how it works. But they were giving them laxatives, and then this one lady who was a nurse, she doesn't need the GLP-1 herself, but her patients were using it. Good Brew had helped her a lot, and she said, "Oh, I wonder if it'll help these people." And so it did. It helped them a lot. So she stopped giving them laxatives and started giving them Good Brew. And Good Brew,
awesome.
Although you do get, this was about a year ago, but the Good Brew does provide a little bit of the laxative benefit because of the fiber, but that's not really what's happened. It's a natural. What's really happening, and this was just like last week too. Bacillus coagulans came back with a general survey with GLP-1 users, and that 70 to 80% of them said that the Bacillus coagulans helped them with their problems of constipation from using the GLP-1. But that's not the point. I'm not here to preach about GLP-1. What I'm saying is it talks about gut modality. And that's because of the energy that's provided by the short chain fatty acids that are produced specifically by gut microbes like Bacillus coagulans. It produces these short chain fatty acids that provides the energy to the digestive system that then allows the digestive system
a real
to work.
solution. It's not a Band-Aid like a laxative's a Band-Aid. Everybody visit goodbrew.com. It's GOODBRU. Thank you so much, Gabe.
Thanks,
See everybody tomorrow. Thanks for being on.
Take care.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1. Follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.